You know, this year has been a fascinating year for me. As a filmmaker, I feel like I've grown in ways that I never anticipated. And in doing this, I realize we only have one job as filmmakers, as directors, as cinematographers, as editors, as actors, as whatever you may find yourself to be. And that thing is to be 100% effective in our job. Whilst we never really achieved this, it is the pursuit of this goal that makes us become the greatest of them all. This year I looked at it as, how can I improve? What can I do? And one company that comes to my mind that I've been exposed to is the UFC.
I've never had the mentality to run and hide. You know what I mean? You figure out solutions to problems. Hiding is never a solution to a problem.
I started watching the UFC almost 3, 4 years ago. I would really say, like, in the pandemic is when I got time to sit down and watch a fight like I never used to. And back then, content was the hardest thing on the planet. We were constantly looking for ways to be entertained. And these guys had a new show every week. And that is something that is beyond amazing for me, what they've been able to achieve in that period of time. Now, we all feel different ways about how they operate their business, but for me, I've never been scared to give respect where it is due. What Dana White and crew have been able to do is not only effective but efficient, and it works. Hate or love them, they've, from the time this company has been going on for over 30 years, I've only gotten into the train 3 years ago consistently. And one thing that I take from them, just as a content creator, is consistency, the importance of it. You know, if you want to think about how many people were watching the UFC when it started 30 years ago, or when Dana White got involved with it, to today, and how consistent they have been and how successful they have been week after week, there's a different show. And the only other company that I know that does the same thing is the WWE. From the time that I was born, these guys have been putting out 2 shows every week, and they've been traveling around the world for shows we don't even get to see on TV. And that just breeds and shows you the impact of consistency. This year when I went to film school, my assumption was I was going to be consistent with this YouTube thing. I was going to be consistent, but it was very difficult balancing schoolwork and this, because this takes time, it takes effort, it takes preparation, planning, to sit down in front of a camera, be confident, to talk to you guys wherever you are at, and to engage. And just the sheer amount of work that goes into this is massive. So when I see at this small scale that I'm at, and the big scale that something like the UFC is, you appreciate it. And that's one thing, as I finish school, that I want to take away from them, is not to take away from them isn't to steal from them, but to learn and apply to my own life, is just to be consistent. So as 2023 comes to an end, the major lesson that I feel like we should all take into the coming years is to show up and be consistent, and to deliver, and do your best, do our best, to be effective and efficient, and on time, and to work on this project, work on that project, like, not stop. I get it that things such as people speak about, burnout, and all those things. I think the moment we get to suffer such things is when we stop enjoying it, and we're not doing it for the right reasons, right? Like, I feel like burnout is easy to feel when you're working to pay rent and to pay bills, which is part of the game. Like, I'm not one of those people who are like, hey, be unrealistic. Like, I feel it when I have to go to work to make money to pay my bills. This doesn't pay my bills. And that is draining. It's like, man, all this work and none of that money goes into my bank account. And when you're getting phone calls, hey, do this, hey, this, you're gonna go into collections for this, you're like, "Ah, man, why are you people calling me? Like, let me cook, man, let me cook." Because if you let me cook, eventually something great is gonna come out, and we all benefit. But I get it, it's some people's job to do that. But the major point of this video, the main thing that you should take out of this video, and I'm pretty sure you've heard this from multiple people, is consistency is key, man. No matter what you do, no matter what field, especially if you can consistently show up and show up for yourself, I feel like that just garners more respect, not only from me, but from everybody. And that's something that the UFC has been able to do. And that's something that when you see a lot of these successful people, let it be a YouTuber, look at Mr. Beast, right? Like people love to hate on him, but the guy has consistently delivered for the last God knows how many years. And for me, like I don't look back on this year and be like, oh, I failed at YouTube or I did this. I know I haven't been consistent. I know that I haven't posted in the way that I wish I did. I haven't grown in the ways that I wish I did. But I've grown in different other ways where I was consistent and I showed up there, where my time and effort needed to be there. And now we switch focus and it's all about growing this channel and giving to the community, you guys, and asking you to subscribe to the channel, to do things so that we grow together and there's meaning in as this community grows and as I consistently show up and provide value to you guys, we build something. So yeah, 2024, the word is consistency.